Savage was done on the spot. That's why it came out real hot. How I work is everything is on the spot. I go in the kitchen and I get all the seasoning and I cook it right in front of your face so you know it's hot and it's ready. And you ain't finna get no pre-cooked meal because it probably won't taste right. But what I am gonna do is cook you a fresh meal and it's gonna taste real good to the soul. I am Jay White Did It, and this is Making.
I'm a savage.
My interest for music, it came from church. Like I grew up in church. Me and my sister would be at church from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And literally all I had to do in the morning was play drums and piano. So I would watch my mother or my dad just, sing or play from whenever I seen it. I would practice what I, did. And the drums to me was the heart and soul. At church, like the drummer was always the cool guy. So I always wanted to be the cool guy. But then I love melody as well. So I said, well, let me get good at drums, but I want to play piano too. So piano and drums are my main two instruments. So how I started producing, I would practice every day, like after football practice, after track, I would practice and just study Timbaland and Pharrell and whoever else, Lil Jon, who I like, to look up to. But honestly, it was one day, literally, I was working with Jazzy Faye. I just met him and I was telling him that I was a producer. And he said, no, you're not a producer yet. You're not. I said, what? I'm not a producer. He said, you're not a producer until you learn how to produce an actual record from A to Z. And that's when I, said I had to check myself. And that's when I really started to become an actual producer, was when I started working with him and learn how to format these songs. With my music, I do everything. I think that comes to producing. If that song is missing some vocals in the background, you better get in that mic. You better do that thing. Like I've done that. Like I've literally been on the backgrounds of songs. On I Like It with Cardi B. Like I'm the guy in the background doing all the yelling and screaming. I'm on backgrounds of songs, but I'm literally a one-man show if I say that. I was born in Arkansas, moved to Kansas, moved to Dallas. Texas, I don't know, it helped me with that bounce. Me being from Arkansas, I grew up listening to 3 6 Mafia, and it literally, they was the kings from where I was at. So I got that type of vibe. And Midwest just gave me that bounce, just that Nina pop bounce, from the, St. Louis type vibes. I'm almost like, I don't feel like I'm a producer no more. I just feel like I'm a creator. I just don't sit at my crib or in the studio and make beats all day. That's just not, fun for me to do. You know what I mean? I'm literally in it I need to make a song and how can we reach the people as soon as possible. How I met Megan Thee Stallion, it was honestly through Instagram. I seen her freestyling it was something she was freestyling. I was like, yo, she's fire. I need to work with her. I think she's dope. I feel like if we did a record, it'd go big. And it was, it took us, about a year or so to finally get into the studio, but that was really it. We would talk off and on through text. Yo, let's get in. Then all of a sudden she blew up with Big Old Freak, and then she became Big Old Busy. But when it happened, it happened. Savage is me and Megan's very first song together. One thing I love about Meg is she let me do me and I let her do her. I never thought that I'd be working with like a female rapper, but I literally said, yo, if I can make her songs harder than these dudes, we gonna wake them up, So I felt like that was really cool. So I in my own heart, I kind of want to be like the female rapper, like Dr. Dre in a sense. Meg's reaction was amazing. It was priceless. It was like she was Megan, but it was more like, nah, this is Megan. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here type vibe. So she said, Jay White, I always said I need a beat I can go off on. And you done finally gave me a beat I can go off on. What inspired me was getting with Megan in Miami, and Megan lit. Have you seen Megan? Have you seen Megan turn up? That's really Megan Thee Stallion. She's really like turned, like for real. Come on, Jay White, it's time to take some shots. What? I don't even drink. I'm in here drinking with Megan. So pretty much that's what it was. Like literally, I literally hit this weird key, dun dun dun. I'm like, man, this sounds weird, but I like it. I literally just heard her mumbling in the background. I'm a hood Mona Lisa, and I feed off energy like what. And from that hand clap, when I heard,
I'm a savage. Yeah.
It was a rap. And Megan, I'm gonna tell you something about her. She's so old school. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. She takes out a pen and pad and write her lyrics. She ain't in her phone. Ain't no phone. She piece of paper with it. I said, oh, she is a MC. She real. Then when she got in that booth and I heard it, I damn near walked out the room. I was like, this is it. This is really it. This is a vibe. This is how you make a record. What I took from Megan working with her was, and I needed it, is hunger. You know what I mean? You always got to remind yourself your why. And I knew that, you know, working with Meg, it's a bigger reason why she's doing this. And so when I, you know, left her in Miami and I just reflected on myself, I'm like, yo, this girl is hungry. This girl will stay in the booth 3 hours straight just to get a part right. Like, I love that. So that just made me want to work even harder for a person like that. It didn't take us a long time to get that song done. I was like, if this song don't go, I don't even know.
I'm a savage. Yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet. Yeah. Sassy, moody, nasty.
I'm still crunk on that Savage Challenge right now. Like, it took off like wildfire from the celebrities to the whatever. Listen, I got my dance, but I can't do that. I ain't know how to do it. I gotta do me at all times. It was like a breath of fresh air. It's like, damn. I just reassured myself that, okay, I'm doing something right. Thank you, TikTokers. Thank you. It was really good to see Black women being like lifted up as such a, you know, and you're looking at them as queens, as savages, classy, bougie, and I can be ratchet. It was all one, and they was all like, yeah, that's me. That was a good moment to see, and I love it. I love every minute of it. Savage was recently like one of the most fulfilling things because, you know, we're in a pandemic and there's so much going on right now in this country. There's so much going on. And to see that song bring families together and people from all ages, races, whatever, I said, this is why I do it. This is why I do music, because I want these moments. It's a high that you'll never get over of seeing this 80-year-old woman in Africa dancing to your song. And then you got this little baby over here in Japan dancing to your song. Then you got pretty much the whole country behind this one record. That's something that I will never, ever stop feeling. And, you know, I'm gonna always stay inspired by that. It was organic. It was one of the most organic feelings that I've had in a long time. It's just, we all was in there for a reason. We was having a good time, but we wanted to make a record that felt good. And I'm just happy that the world feel the same way we felt that day in Miami.